What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Please subscribe here and please follow me on Instagram at RussoLifts. In case something happens to this channel, you can follow, message me, interact with me directly, and there's daily content on there. Hope to see you guys on Instagram. What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Today I'm going to be going into NANO SARMS and what I currently know about them and the perceived benefits of NANO SARMS over traditional SARMS as well as injectable regular SARMs, not the nanotechnology SARMs. Just right off the bat, this is basically all the information I really have. I'm going to give this information for free for you guys to view, as well as the rest of the information on this website. So to access this, all you have to do is go to my Instagram. You don't need to have Instagram. Just click this link in my description box, in the description box of every single one of my videos, and then click the link in my bio on my Instagram. Again, you don't need Instagram to get access to that. So go on my Instagram. You can get the Coach Trevor SARMS write-up of injectable SARMs as well as nano SARMs. So I'm going to go into nano SARMs and what I currently know. Right now I have absolutely zero experience with nano SARMs. If you guys are new to this channel, just stopping in for the first time, I am currently doing an injectable cycle video log of side effects and results of a hybrid cycle of a test base with injectable LGD. It is currently standard injectable LGD. Later in the cycle, I'm going to switch to nano LGD, so I will be documenting if I can perceive any difference or if there's any extreme inherent benefits that I know, or I note personally, in a real life scenario. This is basically all the information I have on theoretically why nano is an advantage over, again, traditional SARMs and then traditional injectable SARMs, and exactly what the nanotechnology is. So let's go into it. Nanoparticles, or nanotechnology in general, are particles with sizes smaller than regular. So a nanoparticle is basically under 1 micrometer. So extremely small in comparison to regular particles that are being distilled in oils and such. So extremely small particles is basically the whole thing behind nanotechnology in general. So what does this mean? Faster absorption. Because the particles are so small, it's easier for it to pass through things such as the blood-brain barrier, such as into the bloodstream. It's just everything is faster with increased bioavailability because of the small size of these particles. So the next advantage I wanted to go into of nano SARMs, and again, I am not very well versed in nanotechnology and the complete benefits, so please read this entire article yourself, because I'm just going to basically summarize it. So basically, it's a lot harder for certain cell types to absorb regular particles. With nanoparticles, it can be delivered to every cell type because of how tiny the particles are. Microparticles are unlikely to cross most biological barriers, rendering them useless, and so must often be delivered directly. For example, just putting a drug hormone into a carrier such as oil or water does not mean it will have its full intended effect. If it can't pass through the barrier solely because of its particle size due to the site of interest, nanoparticles, by virtue of their tinier size, can cross through barriers, although exactly what size is necessary is dependent on what barrier needs to cross. What conditions is often the matter of you ask. So summarizing those two paragraphs, can get absorbed by all cells. So nano SARMs are smaller, again with other particle sizes, only certain things can break them down. Nano, because of their size, it's absorbed much easier, greater bioavailability, greater absorption, and then much easier time passing through barriers such as the blood-brain barrier and other barriers in the body. Just generally overall less strain on the body because of the particle sizes. And then we go into tissue reaction, which basically this paragraph is talking about post-injection pain, PIP, the inflammation, where nano-size particles aren't going to cause nearly as much PIP, if virtually zero PIP, compared to, regular particle size. And the final thing is less solvents are used. So solvents are also needed to suspend particles in oils as well as water. That's stuff you really don't need. That's what caused a lot of the issues. So overall, so the use of solvents can create a stable drug, often requires dangerous, cancer-causing, and painful products that put your body without any barriers to protect you from it. To summarize, NANO SARMS, basically this is the best information I got so far. If anyone wants to chime in the comment section, please feel free. I'd like to have a discussion. Again, overall, particles are smaller, greater bioavailability, greater absorption. Overall, it's so much easier for cells to absorb. Again, certain cells can only absorb certain particle sizes. Nano SARMs and nanoparticles in general being so small, much easier. Tissue reactions, so there's PIP, post-injection pain. With nanotechnology, again, virtually very minimal to zero PIP whatsoever when in comparison to regular sized particles of the same compound. And then solvents are what cause a lot of the issues, believe it or not, especially in UGL gear, because they just use, in my opinion, too much solvents because they don't really care. But with nanotechnology, less solvents, virtually no solvents need to be used. That being said, it's overall a lot less, putting a lot less damaging products, only putting in what you desire, essentially, as far as the nanotechnology goes. So that, in a nutshell, is the benefits of NANO SARMs. Zero to very minimal PIP, post-injection pain. Particles are smaller, so they absorb better, go into cells better, and overall pass barriers such as the blood-brain barrier better. And then less solvents, less toxins are being used to hold, suspend and hold the gear. And then less solvents are being used, which, solvents are actually what causes a lot of the issues and can be cancer-causing, inflammation-causing issues. Those really aren't the case with nanotechnology. And then here's just a little picture of showing the difference in particle sizes. So again, anything under 100 is technically considered or anything under that is the introduction to NANO SARMs. I hope to get someone who has a lot more intelligence than me to break it down further and really go into the distinct advantages and benefits. So if this video gets a lot of thumbs up, a lot of views, then I do have a case to get someone on the channel to really go into it and discuss it even further than my little tiny. This is basically the difference between them and what the perceived benefits are. Again, I think there will be a lot of proving need to be done, both medical data wise, obviously, and just what the lab rats think, if it's actually a big difference. We should note less toxicity in blood work, overall zero to little PIP, less solvents being used, so less random shit being thrown in there that you don't need that is cancer causing. And then the particles are smaller, so they absorb better bioavailability and can cross the blood-brain barrier better, and just overall can float around through systems much faster and easier than a bigger sized particle. So that's nanotechnology in a nutshell. That is NANO SARMs in a nutshell compared to the other options on the market. So yeah, comment your questions down below. I really hope to get someone a lot smarter than me that can really break down the inherent benefits, but this is just like a nutshell video, an introduction video, because I've been getting a lot of questions. I personally don't know a lot about nanotechnology in general. I was reading into it the past 2 weeks, and that this little summary article is basically what I noted from what I've read. It's a lot more complicated than most UGL stuff you see, for sure. So yeah, check it out yourself, read the article yourself, And thank you for everyone who's been subscribing to the channel. I'm trying to make a lot of videos this year, and I will see you guys in my next one. Thanks.